back to Zestful Lessons. My name is Alexis, where we talk about energy work and channeling. Today we have Mr. Archimedes. Oh my goodness, this one was a fun one. Oh my goodness, if you are into channeling inventors and whatnot, oh my goodness, this guy is fun to channel. I had a wonderful experience with him, and let me tell you, his inner child is great. I like it. So before I get started on my channeling, I would like to promote my workbooks that I'm working on. So far I have 3 done out of 7. This is based off the chakra system, but it's also not your original, this is what this chakra does, because I feel like there's plenty of information about that out there. So this is basically working on your chakras with meditations that are purely channeled from archangels and beautiful beings that want to activate other chakras and your full purpose within that. There's a workspace. Now these have been a little bit revised since, so more writing space, but they're basically the same, just a little bit upgraded. And in the end, so you go through like what you felt in the meditation and everything. And in the end, kind of like the healing overview. So basically, you write down all these experiences that you had based off that meditation that continues to activate you. And then in the end, you put it all together because everything comes together. And all emotions are in layers. So I did this because not everybody can afford to work with a spiritual teacher one-on-one because it is sometimes a bit pricey, and I get it, everybody has to make a living, but I wanted an option for people to work on their inner self and reflect on it and rely on themselves. And so if you are interested in that, I will put the link in the bottom of the description for Amazon. And also, just a side note, if anybody has any other publishing companies that they know of, please let me know. Other than that, yeah, I got a grounding one for root, inner child. This one's a very, very important. And then we have the solar plexus. Now the beginning's changed a little bit. I changed a little bit of this in the front. The what is it called? The cover of the book has been changed a little bit, but not too much. Basically looks the same. Yeah, these are available on Amazon, and right now I'm working on the heart chakra, and that one is a very good meditation. I've gotten feedback from several people with these meditations already, so it is kind of pre-approved by other folks there. So if you're interested, go ahead and get yourself one on Amazon, and let me know what you think about it. Thank you. Okay, so Archimedes. So he was really cool. I'm really, obviously, as you see, really into inventors and health and stuff. So I really enjoyed this one. Okay, so he goes, I would like to explore the concept of geometry with you. Now, when using sacred geometry, you will have to be mindful about the math and algebra and physics, chemistry, just so on. I am so sure that there are so many different ways to do math, but he's basically like definitely in the math realm. He's very interested in that area, which is very important because all science, I believe, is based off of mathematics, our universe, light codes, like language, like geometry, which our universe has a bunch of geometry. So it's just like, it's very important that you're at least a little bit interested in math, so that way you could learn a little bit from Archimedes, right? Because, I mean, these beings can give you all these information and stuff, but it's going to confuse you and you're not really going to know what to do with it. Quite honestly, this happens to me a lot. They will ask me to look into something just so that way I have consciousness of knowing what the heck they're talking about. And I am not a super scientist here, so that's telling you something, just FYI. But if you are super good at math, this guy's a good one to call on. Okay, so using geometry, I was able to figure out how to create the perception of spheres. So this is him speaking now, by the way. So he basically used geometry to create his perception on spheres. And when I explore the bending of light, it then opened a whole new realm of mathematics technology, new geometric shapes. He said, "What would you like to say to humans?" And he was like, there is great discoveries to be made among the understanding of the universe in a mathematical sense. I am asking for those who find interest in sacred geometry and astronomy, math of any sort, inventors, engineers, physicists, and philosophers to call upon me to help you with understanding your work on a deeper level, not to be shy about expressing this as new knowledge. So basically he's saying that there's a lot of new knowledge coming out. There's going to be things that people are not talking about, they're not familiar with, and he's saying that you, my dear, are going to be the one to bring that forward. So he wants to help you with these discoveries, and a lot of them are based off of math and geometry, like he had said. So not to be shy about it, because that is one thing with Archimedes. He's not really shy. Like, he did a really good job in his past life from what he showed me and from who he was. He was just outspoken, and that's how he promoted himself. That's how he advertised himself. I guess advertising would be the correct word. He basically was able to advertise himself because he wasn't shy. Like, he was ecstatic, and he would blow people's minds, and he would be like, yes, we'll figure out a solution for that, and woohoo, we got this. Like, he was just like, I know his photos, like on internet, I was laughing because his photos look so serious, and I'm sure he was serious when he was working, but man, he did not feel serious. He felt so playful, and honestly, anybody I've ever channeled that has been an adult has not felt that, like, excited. And maybe he hasn't been channeled in a while. I don't know, but it sure was funny. Okay. So, personality. He's patient, yet angered when not progressing or can't figure out something. So he does get a little feisty when you're not understanding something, or he's a little impatient. He's not going to be mean. It's not hurtful. He's not going to cast anything on you. It's not like that. Don't get all crazy. It's just he just gets a little frustrated. He's like, like, get it already, you know? Okay. He sounds like an old, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if anybody's seen Sword in the Stone, but he sounds like Merlin off of Sword. He just reminds me of that old, like, he's always on things, he's always doing things, and I guess, I don't know, I guess I don't know why the inner child's coming out in this meditation so hardcore, but I watched that as a kid. I haven't seen it in years, but from what I remember is that wizard was really, like, on it, and he was kind of playful. I mean, but he was so serious and impatient, so it's kind of like the perspective I'm getting of him, right? It was interesting. So he was very warm-hearted and excited, so he's like, I definitely felt the heart chakra. Very childlike expression, but an excellent problem solver. It was like weird. He was weirdly mature when it came to problem solving, but he just was so excited about his discoveries and being talked to that it just felt like I could feel his inner child, which is great, you know? Let me see. Okay, so he's saying that he will bring forward certain thoughts. So you may be staring at something and all of a sudden you get an aha moment, or maybe you're working on something, you've been feeling stuck for a while. He definitely is going to, for the people he's assisting, he's going to bring those aha moments. He's also currently interested in the physical matter of crystals and how gravity corresponds, also using water as Even as a non-physical, he's still experimenting and asking you to join. So, okay, he is really serious about this. So he is in the, spirit realm, doing his thing. Like, he's still experimenting up there. He's still doing his thing up there, like hardcore. And he's like, come join me. Come on, like, let's do this. Like, I'm ready. Y'all's, basically what he revealed to me is our age right now is a very special age to be in. I mean, kind of like I was telling someone else when I was talking about this meditation is back in his day, it was a little bit harder to get some of the resources, even though he was very, very high up, very treasured, taken care of, he got to focus on his experiments. Not everything was delivered really fast. Some products were really hard to get, compared to nowadays. Just our technology is giving us that advantage, and he's kind of like, use that to your advantage. Like, don't be shy. Like, I know it's going to be hard coming out, and you're going to sound like a crazy person, but he's like, it's so needed. We need more crazy people, and I want you to join me, and we'll be crazy together. We'll get this done together type thing. It was really cute. So it's almost like he wants like a whole team. He needs a whole team of people, and he's willing to teach you type thing. He's so cute. Okay, so in your times, having an easier reach to resources is brilliant for studying this newer knowledge. He's saying, so newer knowledge coming in. I ask you to research my discoveries and take it to new levels of awareness. My hydrostatics, I believe that's how you say it, is something that could be an opportunity for your water situation on Earth to improve in many ways. So he also, for people, so I'm really into aquaponics as well. So again, this is based off my perspective and him. He's saying he really wanted to pinpoint the people with aquaponics skills. I mean, because there is some real, you really have to know what you're doing with that. There's like a huge balance that come within that. And so he really wants to point out those people and that are interested, are people that are interested in any type of water structures, or feeding the population in a different way based off of water. He really wants us to, as a collective, focus on this. So if this is something that you're already working on or know somebody that's working on, either you could ask them to watch this, or, if they're not ready for that type of like message, then maybe you could just relay the message saying, hey, like, you gotta go forward with this. Like, what association can we get a part of to bring awareness to your product, or the science behind it? Maybe you just are kind of like almost on that edge of scientific discovery with some type of mechanics that have to do with water. So he's really saying, like, take all my work, not just the water. I mean, he also discovered a few other things, astronomy wise. So if you're in maybe you work at NASA, maybe you're just someone that likes to explore planets outside, that's fine. Whatever it is, like, you don't have to be a huge known person to go somewhere with yourself, okay? So he's saying, like, please call upon me, because he's like, I love that stuff, and I will be able to give you those aha moments to kind of help you, or I'm also getting right now, like, you'll be drawn to like certain books, or something will pop up on your screen that's scientific, that's just like, oh my gosh, this is it. And that is how he kind of works. And I'm also getting that in this moment, so you have like so you have your brain, and a lot of people work off the normal brain functioning and stuff, and then there's like a higher mind, and people like Tesla and let me see, who else? Tesla, Archimedes, let me see, these are major inventors. I would like to say Edison, but that one's kind of controversial. And there's some people that haven't even got their name really like they haven't got the appreciation that they need. They haven't been recognized that they need. So those inventors out there, they're using their higher minds, and when you do that, you're able to keep that constantly going, like these type of people that make these greater discoveries. He works with people that have a little bit more an advantage in this area. Now, for me, someone like me, I'm more in my heart space. I'm very, I'm very activated in that space, and I feel like I'm more advanced in that area. But I do know one or two other people that are literally just, they're inventors, and they use their higher minds all the time and think way outside the box and do things way outside the box. And it's just like, and it's not like, and anybody can have access to this. It's just sometimes normal people, they can't stay in that space. And for someone that's just like worked on themselves through lifetimes, whether you believe that or not, or just worked on themselves really good in this lifetime, it's just like that higher mind area. He's really good with helping sustain that energy and helping you advance in that area. So when someone says, oh, you're all in your head, sometimes that's not a bad thing, because there's actually magical scientific discoveries in that area that need to be made. Yes, opening the heart is very important, and I believe everybody should have an open heart as it's your navigation. But other than when you're working this, I'm kind of putting to the side the psychological aspect of like working on your subconscious and your programs. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about a higher mind, as in that creative side of it. So I guess it is in a sense linked to your sacral with the creativity, but it's also its own thing. That's a little confusing, but I am coming out with a lot more information about this and a couple other things in 2023. So hopefully y'all stay tuned. Let's see. He's good at fending for others and using a logical aspect on things. So he says you don't have to be considered the biggest alpha in the pack to stand up for yourself. He's asking those to have bravery by using the skills they already have to overcome the challenges of the current bullies. So the bullies that we as humanity are enduring, or maybe a bully in your normal life. You know, you don't have to be the strongest guy, go out there and throw a punch and stuff. Maybe that's just not you. You know, maybe you are just super like intelligent and you really feel like you don't have time for that, right? Somehow this is still showing up in your reality. He's saying use a different method than what you're currently aware of using. Try to think outside the box with that and defend yourself, you know, because you are essentially a god within your being, right? So okay, not only will this surprise the other side, it will surprise your bullies. It will also help humanity with the discoveries it's longing for, and that was really cool. Those who are interested in Egypt, as I was, /am, he's still really much interested in that area. Please call upon me if you are ready for some interesting discoveries in that area of consciousness. So I don't know if you're an archaeologist. He did study in Egypt for a while. After doing my research, I was like, oh, wow. And he really likes discoveries and the old technology there. So let's see here. Having a voice matters, and it's what makes you seen and appreciated. It got me lots of opportunities when I was human, and I was not quiet about it. I asked many questions and still do. Ha ha ha. He said he has so many questions. Some may be repelled by your expressions, and not to worry, because even though it seems intrusive, it's actually very needed. It's quite needed right now. So yeah, that is it for Mr. Archimedes, and I am telling you, he is a brilliant person to call upon. I hope you enjoyed this channeling, and if you do, leave comments. I would love to hear what you're working on, or you know, this past month there was a lot of energetic activations, and if you have any of your spiritual abilities coming in, I would love to hear about it. Okay, well, I will catch you on the next channeling, and see y'all next time. Have a wonderful day.